Oh shit. It's the boy. Oh,
chill.
dude.
Oh my God.
Your sideburns are crazy, man. What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the Cornbois channel, and I'm really excited right now because for those of you that don't know, this man right here, Jason, has been one of the homies forever since like basically the start of our high school run, and we haven't seen this dude forever. Like Jacob, all the Cornbois, we haven't seen him in forever, man. And randomly today, he just texted me saying like, hey, you know, like I'm right down the street. You want to chill? And I had to bring him on here. It's crazy because we used to hang like all the time, but recently, I don't know, like time got the best of us or something.
No, life got the best of us.
Yeah, this dude went off the grid. Like, you would not be able to track him if you tried. Oh yeah, you gotta introduce yourself. Say what's up.
Oh yeah, so what's up, Cornbois? You already know Vito, you know, one of the 3 Cornbois, the main ones, you know.
Yeah, Rip Vincent.
And today, I'm being introducing myself, you know, the GOAT.
Yeah, and also I just want to put out there, like, when we first started this channel, obviously, like, he wasn't a part of, like, the idea, but when we shot our first video at Jacob's, like, before the Avengers Endgame reaction or whatever, before that, we actually had, like, our first podcast, you know, podcast only because, like, you know, we struggle with the equipment, most low-budget channel out there.
You know, we're just
But
trying to make it.
yeah, we are, but he actually was included in this video, and for whatever reason, I don't know what happened, but while I was editing, it just like deleted from my camera roll, and he was never able to be seen. But you know, like, he really was in the first video, so really y'all should have been introduced to him a while back, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
But no, here
all
we
right,
are.
yeah. So this episode is basically just gonna be us talking about, you know, some crazy things about Jason, memories, how we met, and stuff like that. So yeah. So one last thing before we get into it. If you went to school with us, or if you just been around us, and Jason, you know that he's not the most talkative person. I honestly think he's like the most quiet dude I've ever met. And so to avoid any awkward, quiet moments in here, we decided to go ahead and write topics down and talk about it today, which is something we never do. We tried it, but we're better at just winging stuff. But for this case, it's better if we do it like this, right?
Yeah, because...
Alright, so first thing I want to talk about is how I met Jason. And it's crazy because Jason has kind of like this, I don't want to say like reputation, but it's just known among like our friends and everything that no matter what he does with us, no matter where he goes with us, it could be like Mount Rushmore, and we could have squad pictures together, and people will be like, yo, Jason was there? I don't remember Jason being there. And then some people are like, yo, who is Jason? Like, why are people so forgetful of you there?
I don't know, man.
Why do you think?
Because look, this is why I think people forget. Alright. People see, like, you know, I'll be quiet, you know, but in reality, honestly, I don't know why people forget me, you know. I'm not other people, you know, honestly. No, after this video, y'all ain't gonna forget me, I'll tell you that right now.
Shut up, dude. No, like, cause I had what was it? What class did I have for you or have with you in middle school?
We had what was it, like?
The science, right?
Yeah, it was like science,
Yeah.
it was like
and then
PE.
also PE too, cause I remember it was like, but like 6th grade year.
Oh,
only.
you had athletics, right? Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, 7th grade, right?
Yeah, I had athletics 7th grade,
Yeah.
8th grade. That was like I went to Jones like 7th grade.
Yeah, like I had a few classes with some of, like, you know, close friends, the boys, before we actually became close, but I don't know why I didn't remember Jason, so that's kind of how I started to like go along with this thing, like, holy shit, people really do forget him, you know? And so one day after school, like freshman year, I was playing basketball in the gym just for fun. Like, y'all know I'm not the best basketball player, but
Yeah.
imagine me being even worse than I am right now. That was freshman year me. And so Jacob came after school or something, and it was Jacob, right? He was like, yo, I got some friends who want to ball, and I was
But
like,
it was only me.
yeah. Oh, and Edson.
Edson was
Remember?
there?
Yeah, I think so. But we were bawling, and I was like, dude, they're probably trash. But I know I recognized him from somewhere, and I was like, yo, I feel like I've seen that dude before. And like I go through the yearbook, and I figure out he was there. It was like a rowdy bro moment. Like he's been there the whole time, and I just didn't know. It's crazy, man. And ever since then, we kind of hit it off. But since this is October, I wanted to talk about last year. Jason and I had this Halloween experience. You want to start it?
Yeah, so I used to live like down the street from like Jacob's house, and we were supposed like that October, like Vito was like, yo, you should come to Jacob's house, you know, we were gonna chill, you know, walk around, you know, do some like, what we were gonna do.
Well, the plan was to like go trick or treating and stuff, because Jacob was to go. He was supposed to come with us, you know, like we had all texted about it, and like actually I was texting him, and last second I was like, yo, you should come hang with us, you know.
Yeah.
But long story short, it was like just a day of repeating L's that day, because I got on the bus, and like of all things to happen, like this gay guy like started hitting on me, and like we had nothing against gay people, you know, but it was just ass because it was like the uncomfortable kind of hitting on, you know, like he was like coming close to me like, hey, you're cute, you know, and I was like, oh, okay, thanks, man, you know, but then like he started being persistent about it, like getting all close. I was like, chill.
I was like, yo,
yeah.
Hold up.
And so afterwards, I walked to Jacob's house, and his mom, she was all like, or she saw him going out, and she's like, where are you going? And he's like, I'm gonna meet up with the boys, you know, we're gonna go trick-or-treating or whatever. And she's like, you said around 8, and what time was it, like 11?
Bro, it was like 9:30.
Yeah, oh yeah, 9:30,
Yeah.
because I remember we dipped like around like 12 to go home, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even 1, it was really late, but she was all like, no, I don't want you going out right now. And I remember I can hear them. I was literally, like the door was closed, and I was literally outside. I was just there, like looking through the window, like, bro, I'm here, you know? She's like, I don't care if he's outside, tell him to go home. I texted him, and I texted him, and I was like, dude, what the hell? Like, oh, I'm here, you know? So at that point, I texted Jason, and we met up, and it just got even worse.
Yeah, we were just like, dude, we gotta get out of here, you know, it's getting crazy.
I was like, man, it'd be your own family to reject you like that.
Yeah, and then we were like walking, like we were just walking down the street, and it just started raining, like all hard. We had to stand in like someone's porch, you know.
Dude, and we heard them coming out, remember?
Yeah,
they were
like, who's outside? I was like, oh shoot, we gotta run.
At first it was a little drizzle, but then you were like, yo, it's raining.
Yeah, I was like, dude, it's raining, dude. We were trying to stand under the tree, it didn't even work.
We literally had like it was Halloween, and the previous year, something like that with Jacob and I had happened. It started raining and everything. I was like, there's no way this can happen twice. And of course, my luck, it happened twice. And I happened to be in like my favorite sweater, so it was all soaked. And then after that, my friend, she texted me out of nowhere. She was all like, hey, I need money for Uber. And I looked at Jason, I'm like, dude, we need money for Uber.
I was like, dude, we're broke.
And we're all wet. We had nothing to do.
Yeah, we were like, it was like we were homeless or something.
Dude, and like your house wasn't even that far, but
yeah, but
I don't know.
with the rain, it was.
Yeah, it was just a bad night, and then so we ended up we walked to some house like closer to your house, right? Yeah, and there was like Jason was like, hey, we should go ball up here, and I was like, dude, someone lives there. He's like, no, they're not even home.
Yeah,
He's
like the car you see there when I go to Jacob's, like it wasn't there, so I was like, we just ball up.
I was like, dude, if somebody pulls up and they start beating my ass, it's gonna be your fault. And we were good. We're all.
It's your fault.
It's your fault, dude.
Hell no.
You told us to ball.
Yeah.
Or you told me to ball.
Yeah, and was it fun? Did we ball?
Like the first half until like.
Nah, we balled for like a good hour.
Yeah, and you got whooped. But anyways.
Dude, it was like just rain. Like it just stopped raining. You know, it was kind of cold.
It was a pretty good game, but.
It was dark. You know, I'm kind of blind.
Yeah, but it was all good until like out of nowhere I see Jason. Like I was calling him. And like he's quiet, so I'm like, I mean Jason's quiet, so I didn't suspect nothing. But we were bawling. So
yeah, we were bawling.
Yeah, so I was like, what the hell? And then I see this car like slowly come towards me, and he's like,
yeah, he like the street right. He was in the front of the house, and I was like on the other side of the street. And I looked at the car, and it was slowing down, and I recognized that car, and it was that car to that house.
Like, how was I supposed to know?
I was trying to tell him, but I don't think
he was trying to signal me, but without like really speaking.
Yeah,
you know?
I was like trying to tell him, like, dude, we gotta go. Like,
because the guy's window was open, he saw my face and everything, and he like, honestly, he looked like he was about to just hit me with the car.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna get popped that day.
I thought I was gonna get popped.
I was like, damn.
So we just started running, like that was our instinct. I don't know.
Yeah,
why did we run? I don't know, man.
I don't know. I thought like, 'cause I thought he was gonna chase us down. That's why.
Yeah, Jason told Jason, you were hyping it, dude. You're all, dude, he's gonna chase us down. Like he's probably gonna come.
Well,
after
you never
you.
know, dude. Someone got killed around there at that time. Remember?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, man. Like we didn't want to take our chances, so
Yeah, and it was like, it was what, Halloween. You don't know anyone does.
especially in that neighborhood, it's all
Yeah,
sus. But we ended up we were hiding like behind Jacob's behind Jacob's.
No, we were
stepdad's car.
we were hiding behind some random we just went into like around the house and we were just hiding behind the car.
And then we went. Well, after that we went because I remember you tried to sneak into his room. Remember?
Yeah,
To
because
go
like, you
wake
were
him.
like, yo, you should go knock in this window.
Because you fit through there, the gate was like barely open, and I was like, man, you should just go hit him.
Yeah,
up.
but his sliding door was right there, and like the curtains were open, and I saw like his stepdad was like right there in the kitchen. I was like, dude, I'm not. It's like, dude, if I get caught right now, it's over. I can never come back.
Yeah, dude, and we ended up like, and then of all nights, people were like hitting me up to go party or whatever. I'm like, dude, I know it's Halloween, but I'm just trying to go home, you know?
Yeah.
Jason was just trying to go home. We're all wet. It was like, it was not a good night at
Yeah.
all. And so we ended up just going home like around 12 or 1. My mom, like surprisingly, my parents didn't even care. You know how they are.
Yeah.
They were all like, all right, cool. Like, you're wet. It's not our problem. But, something I've always been wanting to talk about on this channel ever since like I've known Jason, ever since we thought of the channel, really senior year, was the time, basically that whole year. I don't even understand how, but I kid you not, this dude missed literally like almost 2/3 of the whole school year and still managed to graduate. Like, how many hours did you owe?
No, that was like junior year.
Was it junior year?
Yeah, junior year, dude. I owed like almost 200 hours. Like.
It was crazy. Like,
Like, it was
when he
crazy.
told me the first time, I was like, dude, there's no way. Like, I know you've been absent, but there's no way you can possibly be owing that
Like,
much.
I didn't go to first period after like the second semester started. So like starting from January to like June, like there was no first period for me.
I honestly thought like you were in some kind of medical trouble, dude. Like, you would not show up. We're like, dude, has anybody checked on him? We're like, what the hell? What's up with this dude?
Nah, I could have been dead. No.
Nah, because we would hit you up and we're like, dude, you coming to school? You're like, nah, I
I
stayed up
wouldn't
too
even
late.
answer because I'll be asleep.
Yeah. But then when we would have a ball sesh that same week, he's like, yo, y'all still
Bro,
balling?
I'm there.
He's checking the chat. He's
Yeah,
texting the
I'm
chat
like-
first. He's like, yo, are y'all still balling? Because I'll pull up. We're like, dude, go to class. Go
Hell
do
no,
something.
dude.
And to our surprise, like, this dude, he pushed through adversity.
Yeah, they're dogging me because I had chemistry 1 as a senior. I was in class with sophomores.
We're like, dude, that's what you get for not going to class. But, I mean, we all graduated. We walked the same stage. Speaking of, on graduation day, I remember, everybody gets together for their, like, final high school pictures, and, like, we really didn't even take that much squad pictures, but we were there in a circle. All the boys were there. And I remember one of our friends, he was like, man, like, if only Jason was here, that'd be lit. he said, man, imagine if Jason was there. And we all kind of had like a moment of silence. And then I looked to the right. I was like, oh shit, he is here.
Wait, was that like after practice or?
No, it was before we had to sit down. Remember, we were in a circle and like Mark was there, Jacob, everyone was there when we all met up before they sat us down. And he was like, man, it'd be cool if Jason was there.
Oh, and I just pulled up. I was like, yo, what's
dude,
up?
you were standing there. That's exactly what I'm saying. Nobody ever notices that he's there. Like, I don't know how. I guess because
Yeah.
you're quiet. I was like, oh shit, and everybody was like, oh shit. Like, when did you get here?
I'm like Michael Myers.
We were like, damn, dude, like, say something. Why didn't you say something? We were having a whole conversation.
I was trying to graduate, dude.
And like, of all the people that graduated with us, it was, to me at least, it was the most hyped to see him graduate. Because we literally did not expect him to graduate. I don't think y'all realize.
I was trying to graduate before they were like, yo, you can't graduate because you like missed too many days.
It seemed like an impossible feat. Like, you can't make this up. Like, if this is a comic, it couldn't be adapted. Like, that's how fake it seems. So y'all know we ball, and Jason was one of like I guess it would be like Jacob, you, I guess maybe Greg, Tony, and I. We would be the ones that
Yeah, we were
every
like,
week.
yeah, like we were like the regulars. Like,
Yeah. Well, like, what was the peak of it? Like, what do you
honestly,
say? Junior year?
like, yeah, junior year when like that's when everyone was like was
Yeah.
able to ball. Before like everyone got a job.
Yeah,
everyone
like
getting
now
jobs
it's kind of
senior year.
hard to hang with the homies, like, I mean, we're all cool, we meet up, it's like nothing changed, but junior year, we had this ball chat, and we would just text him, you know, like once a week, every Friday. Basically every Friday after school. So even if that week was trash, we would all meet up at our spot, and from there we would walk to a park, which is Tom Slick, the park that we make our YouTube videos at, and we would all ball. It would be cool, and then just repeat. We literally did that for like the whole year, right?
Even like the summer, like we'll ball like every other day.
Yeah, and multiple parks. Like honestly, we balled a lot, dude. But this one particular time from like it was at least a couple of months. Jason, we started noticing that this dude was getting sick.
Yeah,
he tried to hide it. Like we were there, and the roast sesh was happening or something, or just a regular combo. We would see this dude like under his breath. He's like.
Honestly, I didn't know I was coughing. I was like, dude, it's probably like allergies or something.
I remember I'm like, yo, you good, dude?
I was like, I'm good, bro.
He's like, yo, I'm good. But then this dude like stopped coming to school. He came back and he told us he had bronchitis.
Yeah.
He was like in the hospital. We're like,
no, I wasn't. I didn't even go to hospital, dude.
I thought you got like diagnosed.
Dude, I went to South Carolina and I still had bronchitis. Like, imagine.
How did they tell you had bronchitis then?
I didn't know. Like, I had, like, they said, like, supposedly I had bronchitis when I was, like, little. So, like, they're probably, like...
So they just assumed they came
back?
back?
They just assumed I had it again, because, dude...
What if it was, like, pneumonia or something?
Whatever.
I thought you got diagnosed this whole time. I
didn't even get diagnosed.
Damn.
I could have died and, like, I wouldn't even know.
This dude was literally struggling breathing just talking to us, but that did not stop him from bawling.
Like, I could not sit up without coughing, like... I was like, sometimes I would cough for like 3 minutes straight.
I remember when we would go ball at Tom Slick, like, I would usually be the one like dribbling it up the court, and Jason, he's a pretty good shooter, probably the best among like our group, and so he would be there in the corner, and so like I literally just dribbled, and my first thought was just pass it to Jason. Hopefully he could splash a 3, and there would be times that he's so quiet. I'm like, dude, where the hell is he on the court, you know? Because I don't hear this dude. Like, he doesn't call out screens. Like, he'll just, like, move silently like a killer. And so when he's there on the court, I would just listen, and I would hear, like, a... from the song.
Yeah, because I was sick.
I would hear, like, a cough. I'm like, oh, shit, there he is. I would pass it to him, and he'd make a shot. He'd be all coughing, halfway, like, dying.
Yeah, I was like Jordan, you know, flu game, you know.
Nah, dude, this was
worse than worse, dude.
Jordan wasn't coughing, he was just hurting.
Yeah, you were
dying.
Yeah, I was dying, dude. I was like 2%.
I mean, what else did we do, like, besides bowling? I feel like outside of school, that's literally all we did.
Well, sometimes, remember, we used to chill by the locker. Remember, y'all used to
Oh, yeah.
What was it?
KKTP?
Yeah.
Yeah, our tea party by my locker. We'll talk more about that in another video, but for another memory that I have with this dude that I'm never going to forget is I didn't even go to prom. I was going to go to prom. I had a date and everything, but it just didn't end up working out.
I couldn't. I had too many hours.
Yeah, they wouldn't have let you in.
They were like,
and you had the money for the ticket too.
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
What?
I didn't have no money. I had no money, but a lot of hours.
So we didn't end up going to the prom. However, we did end up going to the prom after party, which was pretty cool until it got raided. But high school parties, that typically is the case. So we got there, and I had a bottle of, what was it? Actually, I still have the bottle right here. Hold up. It's Crown Royal.
You finished it?
Apple. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I didn't want to like just get it and leave it there and have it get bad. I mean, I know alcohol takes forever to get bad, but still. We got to the party. The first thing I tell this dude was like, "Hey, hold this. I'll be right back." You know. I come back, and he has the bottle. And our friend Desmond, which is like, I don't want to say like big black guy, but I mean, he's pretty like decent size. You know.
Yeah.
Like Jason, this dude. Like, Desmond just went up to him, like, as soon as I came back, he's like, yo, is that yours? He's like, let me get that shit. And he took it out of his hand,
no, but
he opened it.
He was just playing around.
No, he wasn't.
Nah,
he was taking off
No, he was playing around.
No, he wasn't.
No, he was playing around.
He took a big sip out of the thing, and he was walking away. I looked at Jason, I'm like, bro, that's my bottle. So I went up to Desmond, and I was like, dude, that's my bottle, man. And he's like, oh, shit. Like, he was expecting you to say something, and you didn't.
I mean, I thought he was playing around.
How are you gonna let him take? Like, I gave you one job, bro, and you let him take it.
I thought he was gonna give it back.
He was gonna chug the whole thing, you know.
No, he wasn't.
He was about to split it with his homies, but
not us. Yeah.
But and I was like, bro, oh my god, Jason. So And like the longer this party went on, it lasted about maybe like an hour and a half. An hour and a half at most. Yeah. We ended up getting ready, but it was a good amount of time. And so we were walking. Oh shit, dude, it still smells.
For real?
Yeah. It's heavy, right? But we were walking, and there was like a bunch of picture it like beer pong tables were like on this corner over here, and then there was literally like a crowd of people that were all smoking weed or whatever. And you know, like every time somebody would pass by, they would like split open so that we would walk by. Remember? Yeah. And so I walked by with Jason, and when Jason walked by, you could see like all these people like exhale. And so he was basically secondhand smoking like so much weed, but it really wasn't his fault because he wasn't trying to get high.
I wasn't not trying to. I was like, I'm gonna go home.
And I could hear him like in the back. And
bro?
Yes, dude, I can hear you. Like you barely drink like a sip.
I don't remember.
You drink a sip just because I was like, dude, come on, you know, it's a party, drink one. But I couldn't tell if he was high or not until like it got rated.
I couldn't tell.
And this dude texted me, he's like, hey bro, like did you get home safe? Like I just want to know if you got home safe, man. And I was like, yeah dude, I appreciate you asking. And 5 minutes later he's like, bro, did you get home safe? He's like, bro.
I did that?
Yes, I told Jacob, I showed him the messages and everything. I was like, dude, yes, you just asked me this. And like later on, like 10 minutes later, you're like, hey man, like I was just like, the party got raided, I want to know if you got home. I was like, dude, shut up. I was like, you're high, right? And you're like, nah, dude, I'm good.
Honestly, I don't even know. If I was, I probably was. Man.
You're the only man I know that got high on accident by secondhand smoking.
I know, dude.
Like it wasn't even your fault, because you're all like, nah, I'm not trying to get high or drunk because I gotta go home after that.
Yeah, I was like, dude, I gotta go home. You know, I'm not trying to wake up late. I ended up waking up like at 4 the next day. I don't know why.
Dude, we all ended up waking up at 4. Actually, that night I got home like at 4 or 5, and I didn't wake up till like 3 p.m. the next day. Oh, this one time, we went to a trip. Was it Los Maples?
Was it senior skip day or was it?
I feel like it was
senior skip day. No, we went to Garner.
Yeah, dude, you went to senior skip day knowing you had all those hours. Like you did not care.
No, I went to senior skip day. Remember when we went the week before actual senior skip day?
Yeah.
And then the next week it was like actually senior skip day, and like they just let like, dude, no one was there. I was just there by myself.
I went to both.
And then I was like, dude, I'm just gonna go home. You know, I don't care if I have all these hours. I'm not trying to stay here.
Reason being because you know, mostly all the seniors, if y'all know, in high school, you know how like everybody plans a day for the senior skip day. Mm-hmm. Well, our friend group, it just so happened that like stuff for band was going on or like other stuff, you know, there was other things planned, so we weren't going to be able to link up. So one of our friends suggested that we go the week before and we have our own senior skip day, which was cool. But then I was thinking like, damn, the next week's coming and I already know I'm not going to go to school because it's going to be empty. And this dude should have been in school, but he decided to go home. But anyways, going back to our senior skip day, that was the day we went to Garner, no?
Yeah, we went to Garner.
I remember I was hanging in one of our friends' car, and you know, they're chilling, they're smoking or whatever. I was just chilling, but Jason was walking up to the car and he saw her like pull out like some weed or something, and he was all like.
I was like, hey yo, I had my hands on the window.
He was like, shit, y'all gonna smoke?
I already know I was gonna get in. Like there was really like too many people in there.
Jacob was like, don't let this dude in. He told
and then Jacob was all like,
yeah, he was like, man, don't let this dude in. So we rolled up the windows and we locked it. Like it wasn't my idea, dude. Like they locked him out, and we were hiking that day, so he had to walk all the way back up because half of our friend group was all the way like halfway up the hiking trail, and we're at the bottom. And this dude had to catch up, and he was just like. Dude, oh my god.
Bro, I don't even care, bro. I like hiking.
Yeah, but I mean, they did you dirty, homie. Not gonna line. Jacob kicked him out, but Jacob was the one that ended up getting high.
Yeah, like Jacob, dude, we went hiking again to like this cave, and then Jacob didn't want to go because like, dude, I don't know why he didn't want to go.
He was afraid of heights. Remember?
I am too, but damn, bro, like
we came here for a reason.
I know, right? Like, bro, it's probably like Jacob didn't want to go. So he just went back while you know, and we were just hiking, you know, we were having like, dude, it was pretty cool, I ain't gonna lie. And then we came back and Jacob was like all asleep. I was like, damn, bro.
I have a video that's in the car. It's like a classic video that we have. I just happened to be like filming everybody in the car when they were smoking or whatever. I got to Jacob and this dude's gone. He's like,
yeah, I was
passed
like,
out. I'll post it in here for you guys.
No, I'm sorry, man. I didn't even mean it like that.
Fucking Jacob. But yeah, I feel like if you were in the car with us, you wouldn't have passed out like that. Like he didn't pass out, but he was.
I probably like, dude, I don't even go hiking. Cause like, dude, some of those trails are like steep. Dude, I almost died. Like we were walking down the big trail. Like I stepped on a rock. And I was like, oh shoot, like I started going fast and I couldn't stop, but like look, it was like,
dude, I was walking up the trail and like I wasn't high or anything, but I don't know, I got like dizzy or something, remember? And so I was walking up the trail and there's this piece at Garner State Park where like when you're walking up the hiking trail, there's like nothing for you to grab on if you slip, and sometimes it gets a little steep. I was literally at the edge and my foot, I was wearing like, remember my gross, like the black Adidas?
Oh yeah, the ones that are over there. They're over there.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I saw them.
Well, I was wearing them and like my foot like hit. I stepped on a rock and like slid down. I was like halfway about to fall off this thing, dude. And we're up like that was a good at least like 50, 60 feet. And Jason, he didn't even try to help me. He just looked. He's like, "Bro, you good?" I was like, "What?" Remember you were next to me, like. I don't know, I guess he just assumed I was going to get up. I'm like, bro, I could have died.
I went up there with you, alright?
Yeah, it was only me and you walking because Jacob didn't want to go up, remember?
Yeah, and you were like...
I missed a step.
And it was like Diego and Sierra. And,
yeah.
And I was like, dude, I'm not trying to leave you by yourself. What if you fall and die?
Yeah, you know what? Even though, like, I mean, to be fair, you were too far away from me. There's nothing you would have been able to do, you know? But...
I know, was it? I was like right next to you.
Yeah, but to catch me, like, you wouldn't have been able to catch me. It was too fast. That happened, you know?
Bro,
I would have been dead before.
Nah.
You would have caught me?
Yeah, I would have caught you, dude.
I don't know, but at least he stuck around like a real homie.
Yeah, everyone else is like, they went back to the car, right, and everything. They were like gonna go eat, and they left him and Diego and everybody else.
I could have went with them, but I stayed behind because Diego and his girlfriend at the time, they were there, and I didn't want to leave Diego alone. I mean, like, his girl is his girl, like, that's his problem. But I was there with Diego, and I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna leave him be, you know. So I waited for him, and like Jason ended up waiting for me because somehow they still ended up at the bottom, and we were there, and so that was that. But I mean, overall, that was a good day. Like, I don't regret that day at all. I don't regret missing like the test because we did end up going a week before senior skip day, and we had a test that day. It is what it is. We still graduated, right?
Yeah, that's all that matters.
I remember this one time, we all, I think I actually put in the chat that day, like, hey, we should ball, we should ball later on. And so everybody, like, it's rare that everybody actually agrees to ball, you know. Sometimes a few people will be like, oh, I can't make it. But a good majority of the squad actually agreed to go ball. And it was a summer day, but none of us, literally nobody, for some reason decided to check the temperature that day. Like, nobody, remember?
Oh, dude.
Nobody checked the temperature that day. And I mean, we can handle the heat, you know, like, we live in Texas and everything. But this day is by far the hottest day I've ever experienced in my life. It was at Tom Slick, right? Yes. We walked to Tom Slick, first of all. I walked there, but we were already hot on the way. But mind you, when we were walking, it was like 11 or 12, and it doesn't really get really, really hot till like 1 or 2. So by that, it was maybe like 90 degrees. And that's hot, but it's not like you're gonna die hot, you know. Mm-hmm. So we ended up getting Gatorades and waters, just in case it got any hotter. But I mean, I was only expecting maybe like 91, 92. But we got to Tom Slick Park. Oh man, it was over 100. What was it, like 105?
Bro, it was like
it was 10 something. It was so hot. You could feel the heat on the bottom of your shoe. We were dehydrated. Like, I was literally like, I thought I was gonna pass out, and Jacob was
like,
dying.
The water fountain's all far.
Yeah, the water fountain from like where the court is. It's like the court's here, and it's a good walk. There's a whole trail free to walk. I'm like, yo, they really want us to die, right? But I thought I was dying, and then I was like, oh shit, like where's Jason? Because I remember you came with us. So I was like, dude, if I'm feeling this way, where's Jason? I look back and you're on the bench like that.
Dude, it was hot. Dude, I had to walk. Dude, like
I wanted to laugh so hard, but like the pain in me didn't let me laugh.
Dude, I was dead, bro.
I got sunburn, and like I don't really get sunburned that often because when I feel like it's hot, I like to put on sunscreen. And I put on sunscreen that day. I was still burnt. Like all this was peeling. I had it on my back. It was just not a good day.
Yeah, like I thought I was gonna get sunburn. I don't think I got sunburn that day.
Yeah, cause I don't know what, dude. Like you didn't get sunburn, but you definitely felt that heat.
No, but like a couple months ago I did when I went to the lake. I got like sunburn all on my face.
But isn't it crazy how even though like when you get burned, ever since that day at the park, like no heat really compares to that, right? Like
yeah,
it gets hot in my house or it gets hot somewhere, and people will be like, "Oh shit, man, it's freaking sizzling." But like ever since that day at the park, nothing's really sizzling to me, you know?
You know, like when you just wake up and then go outside, like it's even more hot.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like remember that day in the summer when y'all went to my apartment? Well, were you there when I had pizza rolls? I had pizza rolls in this like little plastic bag.
Oh, I wasn't there, but they told me about it. They're like, "Yo, we."
Yeah, it was
Sebastian and Jacob, right?
Yeah, it was like 9 in the morning, and I was like, dude, I'm hungry. You know, I'm not trying to go ball on empty stomach. So I made some pizza rolls, and they knocked on my door. And I was like, oh, dude. And I was like, I'm just gonna put it in a plastic bag. And then I opened the door, and they were like, dude, why you have pizza rolls in a bag? I was like, dude, like, you know, like, have you ever bought empty? I'm pretty sure you bought empty stomach, dude. Like.
Oh yeah, I bought on
If something like burns and like drinking water like just makes it burn more.
I bought on an empty stomach, but what's weird is if I'm like really starving in the morning and I'm really hungry, usually I eat first thing when I wake up, but if I go ball while I'm hungry, like I'm just not hungry anymore. I don't know what it is. I guess I just fill up on water, but I'm just not hungry while I'm balling. But as soon as I stop balling, like
you're just like,
dude, like I'm starving.
Yeah, go home.
Yeah, dude, but it's funny how we're talking about like balling because we always walk. Like there wasn't a single time in that whole year stretch that we got a ride. Maybe actually I think once from Nathan. Remember?
Yeah, there was like a bunch of us. There was like 7 of us in that car.
Yeah, so we walked, but we walked everywhere, dude. We walked like some people will walk like across the street to go eat, you know, but we walked like several blocks. One time we had asked Jason to go ball with us, and he's all, yo, I'm like all the way past like draft house, and he was like, I'm still gonna walk though, cause ball is life. I was like, bro, what?
Nah,
we were staying far.
Yeah, but then I ended up like not going, cause dude, my cousin was like, dude, I wanna go ball too. He's like, I can get an Uber, and I was like, all right. So I was gonna wake up like early before, you know, they were gonna go, so I could get there in time when I walk. But I ended up waking like at 12. I didn't go because it was like hot. My cousin was still asleep. I was trying to wake them up. I was like, dude, where's Uber at? But, dude, that was the worst. Was that the day when like you and Jacob were balling and like y'all ended up like falling or whatever?
What do you mean? What happened?
Cause I remember you were like, cause he said like you jumped, like you pump fake and he fell on you. Like he jumped and then he fell on you.
Oh, I forgot he fell on me.
Right? I remember y'all telling me that.
Yeah, I pump faked, and I don't know. Like ever since that day, like he hasn't really like jumped for the pump fake, but yeah. I've fallen on him too though. Like that one time we were playing, and I won that 1-on-1 because it was like I don't even know why we played 1-on-1, but I remember he was in the corner and he was open, and I was like, all right, I never contest his shots ever because I never expect him to go in. But whenever I actually do contest them, they usually end up going in. So I ran, I hit the ball, like I hit the bottom of the ball, and like his wrist like still like flicked, you know, like his arc, and then I hit his hand barely, but I hit the ball first, and dude, I literally like fell on him, and all I heard was like a from the chain.
No.
I was like, oh my god.
Did he make it?
Yeah, he made it. I was
what?
Like, dude, I fell on him. Like we were all out of bounds and everything. It was like a movie shot, but.
Remember when we were balling and it was like Gabriel was on my team and we were up. It was like 9-9 or something. And I shot it. I jumped and you tried to block me. And I ended up spraining my ankle on the back of your shoe.
Yeah, dude, but I don't even know how that happened because like. Yeah, like he fell on my heel. Like my foot was all the way in front of him, and he landed on my heel, and like rolled his ankle. I don't even know how that happened.
Yeah, like my foot just went like it just went too. I was like, dude, that hurt. Like I had to walk home too, dude. That sucked.
That did suck.
I had to wear like a cast to school. Well, it wasn't really like a cast.
Dude, Tom Slick brought us too many injuries, man. How many times have I like ate shit at Tom Slick?
Dude.
I remember what you said.
Dude, you remember that? My ankle again. I sprained my ankle twice over there again.
My thumb got messed up multiple times. Mostly, it's just like something so unfortunate, you know, like the most random shit ever will mess up my thumb. And one time it was healing and it was actually perfect. And our friend PJ, I went up to grab the rebound and like he went, or no, I was driving it in. Remember, I went for a layup and he tried to block, but he like totally missed the whole ball. He just hit my thumb straight up. He like pushed it down and you could see like the little bit of bone, like it was clearly dislocated and it like kind of healed wrong. I don't know if you could see that. It's all messed up. But because I never went to the doctor, like as soon as I turned 18, my mom's like, "Oh, like the insurance isn't free anymore." I was
yeah,
like,
that's happened to me,
like,
dude.
I guess I'm not going to the
yeah,
doctor.
I was
then.
like, if I die, I die.
Yeah, if he dies, he dies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because once you gotta pay, like I'm out. I don't head out.
Yeah, I'm gonna die than pay.
Okay, chill, Jason. Chill. But yeah, that I remember one time I was walking up because like the way this court sits, it's like the court area, like the cement or whatever, but it's on a hill, so it's like descending. And so one time I was trying to save the ball, and like I stepped with my right foot out, but like the hill, it was steeper than I thought, so my whole knee like buckled. I was like, I was all dying.
I know what you're talking about.
I was like, They just expect us to walk it off every time.
A lot of people got injured there.
I'm just happy of all the times we balled. I've never, like, I've gotten, or me and you both, like, we've gotten, like, shifted in the past, but we've never fallen, you know? Like, I'm happy I've never fallen. I don't want to jinx it. I'm not going to wood, but
yeah,
I can proudly say I've never fallen. One time, like, I slipped a few times, like, in middle school balling, but, like, we didn't even ball, and I was wearing, like N1, or, like, or no, it was above the rim.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, but, like, dude, I had those shoes for like 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. So they were all like scuffed at the bottom.
Yeah, that's kind of bad.
Yeah, dude, it was terrible. But that's basically like the only time.
A lot of stuff happened at Slick. People don't realize that.
Like what?
I remember that one time when I crossed that dude, and then I get to Sebastian, and you were on the floor, you were like, dude, what?
Oh yeah. I was basically like your hype man at Slick, dude. Every time something
yeah, dude, remember
you
were telling Christian, you're like, dude, this dude's like a walking triple double. I honestly was, dude. Like,
yeah, there was this other squad that we used to play. They're like kind of trash, but they would always they would always come and like, you know, challenge us. Actually, we would challenge them. We'd like, dude, y'all are trash, come over here. And they would ball, but like I said earlier, people they forget about Jason. They'd never seen him. At this point, they never, like, they knew who he was, barely, but they never saw him ball, even though he was there. So I kept hyping him up. I'm like, dude, this dude's like the best one of all of us. He's better than me. He's better than everybody. We're hyping him up. And I don't know, they never wanted to show up when you were there, remember? And the one time they did was like around the time he hurt his ankle, so he wasn't the same. But yeah,
this one time they did when it was like the end of the year. Remember when we take EOCs and then we get out, like it's like a half day.
the half day, yeah. That was the only time, right?
Yeah, I remember one time we went and I had like 10 assists and like 100 points.
Honestly, yeah. Of all the times we've been to like Tom Slick and we played basketball there was like, we call it the Big Three, which was Jacob, Jason, and I. The 3 J's, Jacob, Jason, Juan.
Yeah.
and basically, like, when we were on teams, if it's like a 3-on-3, we were kind of undefeated. And if it was like 5-on-5, we were undefeated for a while until Greg's team beat us one time.
Yeah, dude, remember that one time? It was like me. It was the Big Three, and then it was like Kaz, and then it was Gio.
Yeah, a couple of our other friends. Y'all seen Gio before? Shout out to you, Gio. We assembled like our Big Three, and then 2 of our other friends that would ball with us. against, because basically our other group of friends,
They were like, yo,
the best ones, they're better than us, you know.
Yeah.
But they were basically saying like, dude, we're clearly better than y'all. You know, we all form our own team. Like, y'all will be destroyed. Y'all's big three will be gone.
Yeah.
And dude,
Dude,
it was that half day.
They were shook. Yeah, dude. Like, dude.
We're gonna go best of 7 like games up to what, like 10?
Yeah.
So
No, it was like 15. Like,
15?
we were going.
Oh, yeah,
we
it
were
was
going out in the
15.
paint.
Yeah, we really were, and I don't know what it was. I guess because it was windy that day, we were feeling super confident. Me personally, like, I'm never really that confident, especially like at Slick. I'm not that confident at Slick because the double rim's trash. The floor is like all peeling now.
Yeah, I remember we had to like throw the pieces off the floor.
Yeah, like it's not as good as it used to be. But this day, the wind was perfect, the weather was perfect. Like it was just bound to happen. What went down, we just obliterated.
Yeah,
them.
we were like 3-1, and then one time we only lost by like 1 point.
No, dude, we didn't lose that day.
We didn't?
No, we didn't. Because remember, we were gonna play the 4th game, but they're like, we have to go home. Remember?
Oh yeah.
Remember,
yeah.
we didn't finish it.
Yeah, so
but we were
yeah.
winning the 4th game.
Yeah, dude, we
only like together on 5-on-5 when we were like the big 3. We only lost one time, which was to Greg's team. Remember, it was like Greg, Tony, someone else.
Yeah.
But that day, like I can't even make threes. Like I'm not a 3-point shooter at all. But I made like all my threes. Jacob was making threes.
Jacob's making threes.
Jacob was making threes. Like I would go down and like I try to handle the ball as much as I can. But like I mean, I like handling the ball. So I would bring it up, and they will double team me. And usually like when they double team me, like I don't know, like my glasses always fall, so it's kind of hard to like keep going.
Yeah.
So I get the ball stolen, and I'll turn it over. But this day, like no turnovers. It was perfect.
Yeah,
like
no
I would evade the double team, and I would pass it to Jason, and Jason would.
I was
like,
open.
This dude, I kid you not, he made every 3-pointer like possible. I passed it to him, and I felt like Clay. Like I could just walk away, and he would make it. You know.
Yeah, like he passed the ball in bounds. I just dribbled it up. I pulled it up from my top. Of the
And
key.
it wasn't like a rim or backboard. It was just net, nothing but net everywhere. I was like, when we won the first game, I was just like running back right now before like my luck runs out, you know.
Yeah.
And we ran it back, the same result. We ran it back again, and we destroyed him again. We were making layups. Dude, our assists were on point, and our defense was amazing.
Dude, yeah.
And then, but ever since that day, we never played with the same team ever again for good reason. Like,
we were like, dude.
We're at too much of an advantage, but
Yeah, we were like the Black Order. But I was like, I ended the game like literally like.
Yeah, you called game 2.
Oh yeah, I remember. I was like, dude, game right here.
But you know what? That one time we lost was because we kind of like started messing around. Remember you hit a 3 and I was all celebrating. We were
just like,
you were like,
right,
dude, chill.
everyone's just passing.
You were all, dude, chill. Like
I was like, yo,
like they keep scoring because we keep celebrating.
I was like, dude, we gotta get back on.
Yeah, we were like messing around for like 5 straight points that they scored on us, and then the last one we took it serious. But like Greg, when he gets hot,
when Greg gets, dude, it's over. No, remember that one time you went to go ball with us at Metal? Like it was like one of the first times. It was like you're like me and you were on the same team. And that was like when you really like started balling with us, like.
Oh, that was when I barely started balling.
Yeah, like.
Oh yeah, the very first time. It was the very first time I played at Meadow Village with y'all. Yeah.
And we were talking about Eric, and you were like, "Oh, Eric down."
Eric's the guy that Jacob played one-on-one. Well, like before he became trash, because Eric's trash now. But before then, he used to be like, he was honestly really good. And I remember y'all, you know what it was? Y'all added me to the basketball chat for the first time. But Eric was already there and all y'all, you remember?
No, yeah.
And so I remember I got there and like they introduced me to this kid and his friends and everything. And at the time they were freshmen, no? I remember I got there and I was just talking out of my ass, but just for fun, you know? Like I was like, dude, who's the best one here? I'll lock them up. Like they're probably trash.
Yeah,
I was talking trash and Jason's like you told me like I'm not gonna lie, like it's this dude Eric.
Yeah, I was like,
where's Eric? Like, where's he at? And they put me on him and like I actually for once backed it up. Like I was stealing the ball from him every time. I made shots over him. Like I just embarrassed this kid. That was probably my proudest moment.
Yeah, Metal has like some like trash rims, like
we had some good memories there. Oh, you know what? While we're on the topic of basketball and like Meadow Village, I remember one time we had invited people to ball, and like a little bit of them came and they left, and you and I ended up staying at Meadow till like 10.
Oh
remember?
yeah, remember? And you were like, dude, my mom or you say your mom or dad's gonna pick you up, but they never
'cause
did.
They told me they were gonna pick me up like at 5 p.m. And what's weird about that is during that time they were really, really, really strict. Like now they're a lot more lenient, obviously, because I'm out of school. But before that, like they were really, really strict. And so I remember, like as soon as it hit 5, I was like, damn, they haven't called. You know, I
You
was
were
I
like,
wonder if they're
I
gonna
know,
call.
and I was like, damn, I'm not gonna come either.
Yeah, but you weren't even tripping. Or nothing.
Yeah,
You were
because I
like-
could just walk home. I ended that part.
Oh, that's when you lived by John Jay, right?
Yeah, that was when I lived by Dairy Queen. You know that.
Yeah, that's tight. But so it started getting dark, and he's like, "Yo, your parents haven't called?" I was like, "No." And so I didn't want to call them because if I called them, then I would have.
Yeah, then they were like, yo, we're
Yeah.
on
Now
our-
I was having fun, you know. So it was all like pitch black, and we were still balling. I took the time; it was like 10:30. I was like, "Damn, they still haven't called."
And
And so
did I walk home? Oh no, you gave me a ride.
we walked to Meadow, and then I gave you a ride to your house. Remember?
Yeah, like your brother or somebody picked you
Yeah,
up.
somebody picked me up. But that day, Jason and I, like, we went one-on-one like 6 times.
Yeah.
Like, we couldn't even see because the light, like, it was barely shining on the court, remember?
Yeah, like the light was like behind the court, and when every time you looked up, like you just saw a light, like you never saw the court.
The gravel was like...
Dude, all those
like
rocks, we had to bring a broom to like get all the
Yeah, because
gravel.
there's a
off
lot
the
of, like,
court.
sediment and, like, the blacktop kind of, like, chipping off and everything, so it's done. Do you remember that one time where we were balling at at Meadow Village, and it started pouring, like raining hard? Remember?
Oh yeah.
And we were at first we were gonna like chill under the tree because there's this little like resting place there where we play basketball.
Yeah.
And we're gonna hang, and then I think it was Tony's just like, oh, let's just ball. We're already here, you know. So we started
Yeah.
balling. Everybody was all wet, and like a little Sebastian, he slipped.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this kid, man, he's one of our friends' his cousin. He's a big guy, you know, like not huge, but I mean he has like some size on him. And
Like,
he had the
offensive
ball.
line.
He was running for the ball and he slipped, and we just heard like a
Oh, yeah,
like
dude.
a thud.
I was like, yo.
Oh my god, dude. It was so funny, man. Like everyone was doing terrible because it was so slippery. The ball was all like soggy. We would dribble it. It was like
Yeah, and it had like mud on it, and like I ran into the court, like there'll be like puddles forming in the grass, so like sometimes the ball will roll in the water. It was horrible.
No, what's up with you moving, dude?
I don't know.
That's a
dude.
topic in its own. You never stay at the same house. Like I think this is the longest in a while. you've been
Dude,
at a
senior
house.
year, I moved like 3 times, like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, because I would ask you to hang. You're like, oh, I moved. I was like, what?
Yeah, because I used to live here, like senior year, until November. I used to live by Dairy Queen, and then I went to my brother's, and he used to live at apartments by Palo Alto. And then like we only lived there for like maybe a month and a half. No, it was like 2 months and a half. And then we moved to my aunt's, and she used to live behind Animal Draft House. And then like she had to move from there in like it was like March. And then that's when we moved by the library, the one like that's down the street by Jones.
Yeah.
And then we moved, and then I moved again from there, like in April. Like it was like about to be May.
Is it just like I don't know, like rent issues, or what is it like? Where you can y'all just don't like the location? Or what?
I don't know what was going on with that. I was like, dude, I just gotta go to school.
Well, the good thing is he's here today, and the reason he's here today, first of all, is because I mean he has a job interview in a little bit actually, right?
Yeah, hold on, let me check the time real quick.
He has a job interview, so I mean he's chilling in the meantime, and like I said, I have to get him on this channel, so hopefully he gets the job there, because then that means they're gonna be able to put him in our videos.
I better. Honestly, I better get that job, dude. I'm not trying to work in no Jack in the Box, dude. It's gonna get cold. I had to walk there, you know. It's gonna be all cold.
Dude, I hope you get this job, man, because I can go bother you at work, but
I
also we can like hang, you know. We can put him a lot in the videos and other stuff, because like I said, he was supposed to be in here a while back. Is that it for this video?
I don't know if you wanted to be.
Do you have anything else to say? Or
No, honestly, I don't. I already said enough.
yeah.
I already
we
said
will
enough.
keep going, but this is literally the most he's talked, like in all 4 years of high schools combined. All 4 years of high school combined. Like, this dude will be there chilling during the roast sesh. Somebody could be like, "Oh, you're like stupid as hell," and he'll just be like,
Honestly, I didn't want to say anything or do anything because, you know, like when you start laughing and everything, then they'll get on you.
Nah, but
Don't get on
you
you
would
for no
instigate,
reason.
though. Like, if I say, for example, like, Jacob was getting roasted. And I would laugh. Like, I'm his cousin, you know?
And I
I
was
can
like,
add on to
oh.
it. But this dude, he would come up to me and he'd be like, this dude, and Jacob would see it, he'd be
Jacob
like,
was like, what? What'd you say? And he'll like
be
say something.
what? Speak with your chest, bro.
Yeah, and then he'll say something dumb.
But, yeah, like, he really didn't talk. I think that's really why people just forgot about you. Because I remember I would literally introduce to you, like, one of, like, my girlfriends or whatever that would be there. And I would be like, oh, this is Jason, this is the homie, you know? You'd be like,
Yeah, I'll be
you
like,
know?
what's up?
You'd just be like, he'll nod or
I'm just
something.
trying to go home.
And then I would send, like a video, I don't know, to one of my friends, I don't know, just out of context, like, you know, like a memory I had or something. And he would be in the video, and she would meet him in person. She would say hi to him, get his name, everything. And I even have a few pictures of you on my Instagram. And then when I would for like some reason, I would bring him up in a conversation, and she'd just be like, Jason. Who's Jason? I've never met Jason. I'm like, dude, you met Jason. I've showed you Jason.
A lot of people haven't met me.
This one girl, who will be on the channel soon, her name's Raylan. Shout out to you, Raylan. I mean, sometimes she talks shit, but
no.
we're at we all sat together. Actually, I didn't sit with them, but I would skip lunch sometimes. Yeah, I would skip 6th grade because band. What is
you
band?
You didn't like band.
Yeah, I would skip to go chill with them, and I remember towards the beginning, it was like a few months into school, senior year, and she was just like before, because y'all ended up like getting pretty cool towards like the middle of the year, remember? But at the beginning, like, he didn't really talk to her, and so she was just like, who's Jason? Like, when we would talk about you, and Jacob's like, bruh, you sit next to him every day. Like, how do you not know who he is?
I'm gonna have to write like a biography or something.
And then it was only until like she figured out that you were like cool enough to roast, you know?
No, yeah.
That's really how we bonded with her, honestly, because she was talking shit.
Yeah. And then I think like she stopped sitting with us because we roasted her too much. We started roasting her. Nah, it wasn't even me. I wouldn't even say nothing. Like, I was just trying to eat my food, and they would get on me. Dude, everyone at the table we sit with, they would get on me because like I would eat slow, but like, why would you eat fast eating that like school lunch?
It's crazy how like you talking so little has like led to so much shit though. You know, like I remember the one day that I skipped, but then I had to leave back to band because something was going on.
Yeah.
They told me that you were eating. And this lunch lady or something.
Oh yeah,
it was the janitor.
No,
right?
it was not. Yeah, like they were like picking up the trash, and then you know, I got there like all late because I was in like tutoring because, you know, I was like missing school or whatever. And then like she was like reaching for my tray, and I told her, I was like, no, I'm not done. And then she was about to grab it, and I just slapped her hand.
Yeah,
what else
like,
you want me to do?
They told me the way that Jacob described it to me, though, he's like, "Oh, you should have been there, dog. Like, Jason hit this lunch lady." I was like, "What?"
You're like,
yeah. I'm over here thinking like you stuck her or something. He was like, "Nah, like she tried to take his food, and because she came around like twice, and you went like that, like you didn't say anything." And then when she came back around, he told me that you just went like that, like a hard smack. You smacked her. What was her reaction to that?
She just looked at me and she just left, you know, because, you know, I'm not gonna let someone just take my food, you know.
Dude, well, talk to them. Why don't you just tell her, "Hey, ma'am, I'm not done eating."
No, because I think she was like talking Spanish, so I don't think she understood me. That's why, honestly.
You should have just looked at her and been like, or something, you know.
True, but I didn't have time for that.
But you had time to hit her. Sadly, this is going to be an end to this video because Jason does have an interview coming up right now for his job. That's how I'll pray this dude gets the job for obvious reasons. And,
if I do, I probably like catch an Uber over here, you know.
Yeah, and I mean, now you guys have met Jason. You guys know who he is, so every time we talk about him from now on, you're gonna, this is him, right?
Yeah.
I feel like we've talked about you a lot before, you know, in the videos.
Yeah,
but this is the first time we've actually shown him, as far as I know. But, yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Leave a comment down below about anything, questions. If you want to see him again in another video, did you like it, did you dislike it, all that stuff. And we'll see you in the next one. Cornbois signing off in 3, 2, 1.